Part 2, detailed results for schools, which includes preventing fraud, detecting fraud, and responding fraud. The first thing is the preventing fraud. Having the right framework to prevent fraud means having a code of conduct and policies about fraud and the protected disclosures, receiving gifts, and using credit cards. It means make it safe and easy for all staff to talk about fraud and raise any concerns or suspicions. It also means fraud controls that reviewed regularly, carrying out due diligence checks of suppliers, and doing pre-employment screening. Code of conduct and policies. 3/4 of people said their school has a fraud policy, and 89% of people said their school has a code of conduct. For small schools, a specific fraud policy may be still excessive, and what is important? The importance is the clear guidance is accessible and understood by all staff. Environment receptive to conservation about fraud. Most people said their school was receptive to conservation about fraud. Preventing fraud is not the responsibility of any one person, and most people said other employees know the responsibilities and would know what to do if they discover the fraud. All employees need to understand their rules and responsibilities so that cultural receptive of fraud discussing can be supported and maintained. Due diligence checks and pre-employment screening. Many fraud occurs through use of the fixed suppliers, and the suppliers with close personal relationships with their employees. Carrying out due diligence checks can reduce the risks. Schools are performing well in these regards. Nearly all people said their school has a pre-employment screening, which include the criminal historical checks, and was higher than the all public theaters, which is the 71%. The third one is the detecting fraud. We should be able to trust the employees, but having trusted employees is not a fraud control. The possibility of being discovered is often a strong deterrent for those contemplating wrongdoing. The controls and culture play an important role in detecting fraud. Fraud preventing is the first line of the defense in the school, and schools are mostly detect fraud through the internal controls. The possibility of the school people who said credit card expenditure is closely monitored, which is the 84%, and was slightly lower than the public theaters, which is the 90%. And almost all people said staff expenses are closely monitored and was slightly higher than the public theaters, which is the 97%. The final one is the responding to fraud. Review internal controls. Internal controls should be reviewed after a fraud had occurred in their school to ensure that the controls are still appropriate. If the weakness is identified, we should strengthen the controls to prevent the repeated fraud, and tell all staff the controls has been strengthened. Telling staff about incidents of fraud. Less than a third of school people said their school's leaders tell all staff about incidents of fraud, and most others said their school leaders did not do this, or were not do whether they did. Referring suspected fraud to the appropriate authorities. Most people expected that suspected fraud would be reported to the appropriate authorities, and less than a third of the most recent incidents would be reported to the appropriate authorities.